So this video was gonna come out like way earlier, but the TikTok and CapCut ban happened because old heads. So the winner was revealed while making this video. So yeah, this is already not aging well. And to that I say, you never saw the results. 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 Anyway, enjoy the video.
Oh, alright, cause this shit ass.
One-shots. They've been with manga and even Western comics for as long as they've both been a thing, and I think there's a lot of value with these single chapter manga or comics. It can help the author get their name out there and even possibly be a sort of prototype chapter for their next big hit. And that's why Shounen Jump hosts the Golden Future Cup. If you don't know what the Golden Future Cup is, it's a competition Shounen Jump hosts yearly, where rookie manga or manga that's never been in Shounen Jump publish their one-shots in the magazine as it's going on. And when they're published, readers will vote for which is their favorite, and the winner gets an exclusive free pass to publish their own official manga in weekly Shounen Jump whenever they want. But what's cool about the competition is that even the ones that didn't win, if they were liked enough by the audience, they can still have their own spot in Shounen Jump, sometimes even being bigger hits than the winners themselves. Something else cool about it is that they don't have to be based off the OG one-shot, they can be their own original story, which is still really damn cool. This competition's been going on for 20 whole years and gave birth to some of the biggest authors in Weekly Shounen Jump ever. That includes Yuki Tabata, the creator of Black Clover, and Gege, the creator of Jujutsu Kaisen. But the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because now for the first time, the Golden Future Cup one-shots were all translated to English back-to-back weeks as they were coming out. This never really happened for what I've seen, because a lot of one-shots, especially in this competition, are usually either stuck as Japanese scans, or they get translated like months or even years after, and that's only if a successful author made them. So finally getting these one-shots the same week as they were published was really cool to see. And I read all of them, and here I'm going to talk about all of them, which one I hope wins and which ones I think have a chance of getting serialized. So let's get into it. But before we get started, wait, no, don't skip, I see you. Don't even try to skip, you're stuck. I want to give a big shout out to Project Villain. They were the ones that translated these one-shots, and they're really talented. Despite being fans, their translations, their scans feel legit and even professional. The quality is just so good. Much love to them. Without them, this video wouldn't even happen. And I actually follow one of them on Twitter, Melons. Link to his Twitter below, and the manga desk is going to be below as well. But for real, let's get started with... There will be some spoilers to these, so, I'll give you time to skip. Alright, that's it, time's up, zero problem now. Set in the Edo period, police officer Keguro takes on a different set of cases, not only arresting regular people, but also destroying yokais, because in this world, yokais run rampant, and using his own yokai power, he destroys them. So basically, imagine Yokai Watch, but instead of using the watch to capture them, the MC just kills them without question, just like a cop. And while Keguro's on another yokai case, he meets this kid who wants revenge on the Yakuza that killed his dad. And that same Yakuza group hired him to be his bodyguard, so Keguro responded in the most accurate way possible. He beats their asses unprovoked. He really is a cop. This one-shot was honestly better than I thought. I was thinking it was gonna be some crooked cop that wants to kill yokais, and I was half right. But the other half is Keguro legit trying to help people the best he can. Yeah, he's a massive troll and that's mad funny, but bro's heart's in the right place, and I didn't know police even exist in this era, like that's crazy. I also like his power a lot. Basically, the yokai power he has is from a shark, like a big ass shark, and with this power he's able to go underwater and teleport anywhere, even on the ground, which leads to really fun and creative battles. He can also trap people in this water and let them out whenever he wants. Wait. The art is also really good. The action scenes and spreads look great, and so do the characters. To compare it, it kind of looks like Kagurabachi's art, mostly because of the face designs, but it's still overall solid. The characters themselves are solid too. Like I said, I like Keguro a lot. He's a fun protagonist. His absolute troll and like no shit's given attitude makes him easily likable and easy to root for, because he's just a fun guy. He's just a humble, stand-up guy. Nice. I like him. I want to be like him. The kid he met, Taichi, he's also easy to root for, he just lost his dad because of the Yakuza. But then, when he's revealed to be a yokai that tried to kill them, I was shocked. Like, that whole twist got me. And I know some of you are gonna be like, how'd you not know? It was obvious, I found it on page 1, line 1. Hey, it got me, so there you go. Overall, this one-shot was great. It had a fun premise with great characters and great art. I don't know what the author would do if he won. I'm not sure if it would be like a monster of the week type thing or an arc-driven story. Like, I don't really know. And speaking of the author himself, there's not much info on him, except his pen name, which is Yoshida BC. What the fuck kind of Elon Musk name is this? And before this one-shot, he made a bunch of other one-shots in 2021, and that's really it. Although he did reveal his favorite manga that inspired him, and that was My Hero Academia. Give this man the golden ticket to jump. Now, this man knows ball. He deserves all the prizes, all the blessings. Give him that golden opportunity to make it to Shounen Jump now.
I made them miss. You did, king. I made them miss. Yes, king.
This one-shot actually had a pretty cool concept set in this thing called the Esper Academy, a school full of people with mob psycho powers, I guess. But the way it's done here is actually really interesting. Basically, there are these two things called insiders and outsiders. Insiders are people naturally born with psychic powers, and outsiders are people who gain psychic powers later on in life. But the outsiders have this issue because they weren't born with these powers, they become unstable and can't control them. Like this one guy who gets booty butt naked when he uses the power. I still take it, to be honest. And this dude is our main character, by the way. But because of this, outsiders are forced to stay in the school 24/7, never able to go outside or even see their families. So the MC, Tayo, is trying to become the student council president so he can get rid of that rule entirely. But he's up against Hanazawa, the beautiful and perfect current president who can see the future. That's her psychic power. And she marries Tayo. And reading this whole thing, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of with him on this one. Like, seeing this whole world, it's just really extra ridiculous to be this cautious over all this. Like, yeah, they can't control their powers, but it's nowhere near as bad as you think. Like, yeah, the naked stuff, it would suck, especially if you're more of a grower than a shower, which I am. But other than that, all you do is just float around, and later on, there is like a disturbance, but that's only because the outsiders got sick of the insiders, because they were low-key racist, not even gonna lie.
One Mexican down?
Though this ridiculous and wacky kind of humor is why I enjoyed this one shot so much, like more than I thought. This whole premise reminds me of another manga called Psych House, which just ended last year. Another manga about psychic people living their day-to-day life, and it was absolute ass. It was so boring. But here, it's a lot more fun and interesting with its concept. The psychic powers we see from both sides are fun and cool. I think my favorite power is Hanazawa's because it leads to the funniest jokes. Like her seeing the future with Tayo, like being with him and her just freaking out is funny. Like it had me dying of laughter than I thought I would with this one shot. And I do hope the author gets picked up to do this series because it just left on the biggest cliffhanger in the one shot. And I want to see more of the love story between Tayo and Hanazawa. It made me want more. Like I'm fiending for some more here, please. One day these random giant monsters are terrorizing Tokyo and its citizens, so the government released their super ultra mega level anti-monster specialized human final boss weapon, Osamu, a genetically modified kid who's just OP as fuck. Like seriously, this dude is just invincible for real this time. He has super strength, he can fly, he got laser beams, so he's Superman, okay. Honestly, I don't really got much to say about this one-shot. I mean, the short one-shot fights are kind of funny and the art and aesthetic is really good, but I don't know, I just got nothing to say. It's just an okay experience. Like maybe it'll improve if it gets the actual like serialization, but right now I'm just kind of fine with it. Like just, you know, it's cool. Now this one shot, this was a certified banger. Invisible blood revolves around this school as being haunted by ghosts, leading to a student named Kaori dying to one of them. And these two main characters, Akari, his younger sister, and Rei, his best friend, in the occult club set out to defeat the ghost that killed him, with their own little quirks helping them out. Akari is able to see ghosts and spirits and is able to pass on that power to others, and Rei, basically a crazier version of Senku from Dr. Stone, this mad scientist guy that creates the most outlandish weapons and items ever. And I'm not joking, this dude's actually insane. Like this dude pulled out a fucking chainsaw out of nowhere at one point. But that makes him a really fun main character to follow. This one shot's some of my favorite art and paneling ever, taking more of like a horror approach to its setting and how it's structured, leading to some pretty insane and creative panels and pages. And again, it just has the cleanest art out of the bunch. One detail I liked at the beginning was the characters were introduced. They had like this little computer file type of look to them. It's a small detail, but it just stands out a lot from the others. Not saying others were bad with their art, like no, they were all great, but I don't know, I just like the little detail, right? Damn. With the characters, all we got really was Rei, Akari, and Kaori, the guy who died. I already said that I love Rei just due to the fact that he's a hilarious and like fun protagonist, but also seeing like his guilt and grief over his friend is genuinely sad and made me root more for this psycho. Akari is cute and fun, but a little bland compared to Rei. Kaoro, Have I been pronouncing his name wrong? I just realized because he's a guy. Did I say Kaiori? Fuck. Yeah. I'm not retaking that. The guy. He's dead, but his death led to what I really liked about the ghosts here. Basically, when they kill you, they're able to take your heart and your soul and confuse with them to form this darker, like monstrous form of the person they killed, and that's what they take on. This stood out to me a lot. Not only is it just a really cool looking power, it's just a really fun and cool concept that you can do a lot with. Kind of being a darker version of the Phantom themes in Persona 5. One last thing that stands out to me is actually the author, Ako Arasaka. Out of all the authors here, she's had the most success. Despite this being her first time in Jump, she's been making manga as back as 2010. And apparently she was asked by Toei Animation themselves, you know, the same studio behind One Piece, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, so many iconic anime. They actually asked her to do art and character designs for an original anime called Kaido the Right Answer, which I haven't watched, but that's just cool to see. Like a future Cup contestant having this much work under their belt is cool. And that experience and skill shows in Invisible Blood, because it's the best out of the 5 one-shots I've read. It's well told, well drawn to sell you guys on the story. Just imagine Donadon and Dr. Stone mixed with a darker Persona 5. There you go. That's Invisible Blood. I guess the only criticism I kind of have for it is that it is kind of fast and kind of just stays in the school setting, but you know, I didn't mind that much.
He gets 5 big booms. Boom! Boom!
Alright, the last one shot here. This one's about Daikichi, a teen working in his grandfather's shop, who one day finds this random doll in the bag, who turns out to be the god of resurrection Hanzaki, a powerful god that will one day rule over the earth. The problem is he's a tiny doll who's just really incapable of basic functioning of anything. After meeting him, Daikichi and him work together to save one of his old friends, forming the Jake suit in order to access Hanazaki's true power and save Daikichi's friend. And not gonna lie, when I first saw the cover of this one shot, I wasn't feeling it. It just seemed like something I wouldn't like or care about. It just looked like a run-of-the-mill like comedy gag manga. And I'm not the hugest fan of gag manga. The ones I've read are either hilarious or so unfunny it makes me want to blow my brains out.
Finally.
But this shows not to judge a book by its cover, literally, because I came out of it actually enjoying it a lot. Getting out of the way, it is a straight up comedy manga, but most of the jokes were actually really funny. Mostly Hanzaki doing something stupid and Daikichi just being sick of him. All of that was mad funny, I couldn't stop laughing. But what struck me about this one shot was how serious it was in the middle between Daikichi and his old friend in trouble, Boba, is that how you pronounce it? Boba, I'm gonna say Boba. But later on it was revealed that they were friends as kids, but Boba started being jealous of Daikichi because of his grandfather, since Boba just lost his. I was surprised this goofy looking comedy manga took this serious approach with its characters. It was actually well handled. It definitely shows what grief can lead to, especially when you're that young. And it was great, and as someone who's been through grief, I'm gonna tell y'all right now with experience that it hurts. Like, it really does hurt. But then Boba got into some shenanigans, and then Daikichi and Hanzaki fuse into, well, again, the Jake suit, and saves them with some actually really good looking panels. This one shot surprised me with the topics and jokes it was able to do well. It's not perfect, some jokes are and I definitely still like some of the others more, but it was a good enough read. I came out of it actually liking it, you know, it's pretty good. That's it, that's all the one shot, let's go. Yes! So the big question is, what do I think will win the whole thing? And honestly, with my cold-hearted opinion and truth, I have no idea. Obviously, there's some I hope win and get serialized, but the thing about the Gold Feature Cup is really any one-shot could win no matter the genre. Hell, last year's winner was a painting manga, and the year before that was some wacky rom-com. So out of these 5 one-shots, it's really anybody's game. And I think that's why the Gold Feature Cup is such a hyped-up debate with fans. Another reason is also if they survive the Gold Future Cup curse. If you don't know what that is, it's a common trend where the winners of these contests usually get their official series axed early on, with only a few winners actually reaching success, like Tamura, the creator of Beelzebub. If you want a full in-depth analysis of this curse, I recommend watching Trend Art's video on it. Link is in the description. It's a really good video. Shout out to him, he's a great YouTuber with some weird but awesome Shounen Jump knowledge. So even if your favorite wins, it's also possible for it to be axed. So why? Why do people keep on going through these competitions if it happens so much? Well, it's simple. Long term, even if a series is axed, it can still have the author's name out there to keep an eye on them and what they'll make next. Remember, when I mentioned Tabata and Gege at the competition, well, the thing is, Tabata did win this competition and published not Black Clover, no, a different manga called Hungry Joker. This was Tabata's first official work in Shonen Jump that came out on November 12th, 2012, but it only lasted 24 chapters, being axed on May 13th, 2013. But then, after taking some time, 2 years later in 2015, he released Black Clover, and say what you want about it, but Black Clover became a huge success and is still going on to this very day. When is the anime coming back? And for Gege, his one shot in the competition was something called Nikai Bongan Baru Baru Jujura OK, which came out on October 3rd, 2016, but it lost and it wasn't even popular enough to get its own serialization or nothing. But 2 years later, on March 5th, 2018, Gege created one of the most successful and talked about battle shonen of this generation, Jujutsu Kaisen. And I think that's a big reason why the Gold Feature Cup is still around. Even if you win or lose or get axed, you can still get your name out there and improve on anything while starting your career. And that shit makes me excited to see the future of these authors, and I'm glad I got to see this for myself. Again, shout out to everybody at Project Villain, they do great stuff. And to end this off, you see that? You see that? It's a Funko Pop of me. This is your face reveal. Okay, the beard's inaccurate, okay? It's not that big, but yeah, this is a Funko Pop of me, okay? Damn. Also, I'll just quickly rank the one-shots here. 5, Osamu. 4, Hanzaki. 3, Signal All Red. 2, Yokai Hunter Policeman. I don't know if that's called that, but I don't know, I said that. And number 1, Invisible Blood. There you go. And I'm tired.